Electronic technology enriches our way of life. IC sockets, connectors, flexible printed circuits, and sensors have led the growth of this technology. And the top manufacturer of these products is Yamaichi Electronics Company Limited. Yamaichi Electronics, with its main office in Tokyo, has 15 affiliated companies in Japan and other countries. All are doing their part to create the best possible products. Our products now go to more than 600 companies around the world, mainly IC manufacturers and electric appliance makers.
山一電機の社長の山中でございます。当社は昭和31年の創立以来、接触機構部品メーカーとして今日まで歩んでまいりました。当社の強みはトップクラスのエレクトロニクスメーカーとお取引をいただいていることであります。そして技術開発力では絶大なる信頼を賜り、IC ソケット分野で他社をリードする当社では、IC メーカーの新製品開発と生産の面で多大の貢献をさせていただいていると自負している次第です。21世紀に向かって IC を中心として発展するエレクトロニクス業界において、当社は最も良い位置にあり、技術開発力とともにユーザーからも当社の前途は大変期待されているものであります。
Yamaichi Electronics was founded some 40 years ago. We began with designing and producing sockets for electron tubes. In 1958, we began to produce sockets for transistors. In 1966, integrated circuits or ICs were put on the market, and we followed the trend with IC sockets. In 1973, Yamaichi Electronics went on to produce and market insulation displacement type connectors for flat cables. In 1982, the main office was built in Tokyo. From 1983 to 1987, regional production and sales offices were added, including the Sakura plant and sales offices in Kyushu, southern Japan. In addition, sales points were consolidated to help promote customer satisfaction both in Japan and around the world. Now, let's look at our business performance in the past several years. As you see, all the indicators have shown stable growth with new records in recent years. Factors in this good performance include promotion of overseas production geared to current needs, continued development of new products and efforts to market them, determined cost-down efforts from the stages of materials and design through the production process and management control, a quality-first policy, and improved sales and servicing systems to raise customer satisfaction levels. 70% of our net sales consist of IC sockets for test and burn-in purposes and for surface mounting production use. Connectors and other products account for the remaining 30%. Now, let's take a close look at the inside of a personal computer. This is a Yamaichi IC socket. On it is a microprocessing unit or MPU, the brain of a computer. The IC socket plays an important role in conveying the functions of this MPU to other key components. This is a connector for memory chips with data passed on to an MPU. These are connectors for each printed circuit board. And here's a connector for the floppy disk drive. This is used for external interface connectors such as hard disk drives and CD-ROM drives. This gives you an idea of the wide range of uses for Yamaichi products. An enormous amount of electronic data goes through these sockets and connectors. Mobile phones, facsimile machines, professional video cameras used by broadcasters, and jumbo television screens for the general public, all of these use Yamaichi products. Now, let's look at one of the products ordered by many IC manufacturers. These are test-use IC sockets, test and burn-in sockets to determine IC performance. These sockets are essential for all IC production. Used in a final production process, they enable manufacturers to find out whether the ICs can function as intended and continue stable performance under different environmental conditions. In the high-temperature test called the burn-in stage, ICs are subjected to some 125 degrees centigrade for periods lasting from several hours to several days. In other words, the sockets too must withstand this high temperature. The variety and volume of ICs developed and produced reach new highs every year. Electronic products are always becoming smaller and lighter with a tremendous range of shapes. Therefore, orders for IC sockets and connectors vary greatly, and they require highly advanced technology. Yamaichi Electronics does its best to meet its customers' needs for new designs and development. Every design engineer engaged in product development has a CAD terminal for computer-aided design. Our CAD system has a network connecting all our affiliates around the world for online exchanges of data and engineering information. We emphasize alliance with our customers so that we can make the products they need. In this way, Yamaichi Electronics has gained the #1 share in test and burn-in IC sockets for the world's IC makers. We are meeting all their requirements in regard to cost, quality, and shipment period. All Yamaichi products involve production in our group companies. Let's look at our integrated production procedure. Upon receiving orders, engineers first create the design and then begin work to obtain all the parts. As the first stage, here an engineer is putting together metal molds for plastic insulation parts. Next, the metal mold is attached to an automatic injection machine which produces plastic insulation parts day and night. At the same time, in another factory, tiny metal contacts are pressed out at a rate of 400 to 1,000 revolutions a minute. These metal contacts and plastic insulation parts are brought to an assembly factory. This fully automatic assembly machine has a production capacity of 1,500 IC sockets an hour. But some special products still require hands-on work. Here is another machine for making connectors automatically. The finished products are being packed for shipment after going through performance tests and inspection with microscopes. In addition to our factories in Japan, Yamaichi Electronics has factories in the Philippines, China, and South Korea. At the factory in the Philippines, assembly work is underway for our customers in Japan, the United States, South Korea, and Taiwan. This is a quality control facility with all sorts of inspection equipment. Here, we keep watch on the quality of metal contact surfaces and their resistance to corrosion from temperature and humidity changes. Our research and development efforts range from studies of raw materials and their application to product improvement and development of prototypes. Yamaichi Electronics has attained the international quality standard ISO 9001. Some of our subsidiaries also have ISO 9002. Besides IC sockets and connectors, Yamaichi Electronics markets other products such as flexible multi-layer circuit boards under the brand name Y-Flex. Y-Flex products are for use inside space-limited electronic equipment, including digital cameras, mobile telephones, and car navigation systems. Y-Flex can also be used as substrates for new IC packages such as BGA ball grid array, CSP chip scale packages, and MCM multi-chip modules. These are acceleration sensors made from ceramics. With these, we have developed and marketed such products as the liquid viscosity sensor. This can be used in food, pharmaceutical, and photofilm factories. And here is the impact memorizer. Yamaichi Electronics' basic goal is to strive for better and smoother connections, not only in the hardware we make, but also in relations with our customers. Our company's slogan is "For Better Connections." This means that we're trying to develop as many kinds of products as our customers need us to market, however difficult that may be. We are ready to contribute to the progress of electronic technology by serving our customers the world over through ever closer cooperation. For this purpose, Yamaichi Electronics is doing all it can to promote globalization. All people around the world have their own hopes and dreams. Electronic technology has been making these dreams come true. Dreams lead to new breakthroughs in technology. Through our striving for better connections, we'll do our best to improve human life in the years to come.